Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding temperature sensors. The temperature is an important parameter in many control systems. Several distinctly different transduction mechanisms are employed. These include non-electrical as well as electrical methods. A thermometer is the most common non-electrical sensor. So common electrical sensors include thermocouples, thermistors, and resistance thermometers. A temperature sensor is a device, typically a thermocouple or RTD, which is provided for temperature measurement through an electrical signal. The thermocouple is made from two dissimilar metals that generate electrical voltage in direct proportion to change or to changes in temperature. So temperature sensing can be done either through direct contact with the heating source material or remotely with indirect touch with the source using radiated energy instead. There is a wide range of temperature sensors available in the market, and the list of that temperature sensors it is given in this slide. So first is thermocouple, thermistor, resistance temperature detectors means it is a RTD, then liquid in glass and bimetallic. Now the first temperature sensor that we will discuss in this lecture is thermocouples. So thermocouples that is based on the Seebeck effect. When any conductor is subjected to a thermal gradient, it will generate a voltage. The magnitude of the effect depends on the metal in use. So this principle that is used in a thermocouples. To measure the generated voltage, we need to connect another conductor. This conductor also experiences the Seebeck effect and its voltage tends to oppose the original. So the conductor used to measure the voltage must be different. A small difference voltage can be made available by use of dissimilar metals. So you can see the diagram of the thermocouple. So you can see there is a metal A that is plus and another wire that is metal B that is negative, and it is connected, and that junction it is made hot junction, and at the other end you can measure the differential voltage. So it is a type of temperature sensor made by joining two dissimilar metals at one end. So the join end is referred to as hot junction. So you can see in this diagram on the left hand side you can see there is a heat source, and the hot junction it is made, that is called a measuring junction. Then there is a voltmeter, and at other end that is on a right hand side you can see the reference junction that is called the cold junction. So two dissimilar metal wires that are used. The join end is referred to as the hot junction. The other end of these different metals is called the cold end or cold junction. The cold junction is actually formed at the last point of the thermocouple material. If there is a difference in temperature between the hot junction and the cold junction, a small voltage is created. This voltage is referred to as an EMF, that is electromotive force, and can be measured, and it is in turn used to show the temperature. So the most common electrical method of temperature measurement, that is use of thermocouple. When two dissimilar metals are joined together, an EMF will exist between the 2 points A and B, which is primarily a function of the junction temperature. So this phenomenon is called as Seebeck effect. If the EMF generated at the junction of two dissimilar metals is carefully measured as a function of temperature, then such a junction may be utilized for the measurement of temperature. So thermocouple circuits must involve at least two junctions. One of the junctions senses the desired or unknown temperature. This junction is called as hot or measuring junction. The second junction is usually maintained at a known fixed temperature, and this junction is called as the cold or reference junction. If the temperature of the reference or cold junction is known, the temperature of hot or the measuring junction can be calculated using thermoelectric properties of the materials. So you can now the advantages and disadvantages of thermocouples. So advantages are it is simple, it is rugged, high temperature operation, then the cost is very low, then no resistance lead wire problems, point temperature sensing and fastest response to temperature changes. And disadvantages of thermocouples are it is least stable, least repeatable, low sensitivity to small temperature changes. Extension wire must be of the same thermocouple type, that is requirement, and wire may pick up radiated electrical noise if not shielded, and it has a lowest accuracy. Then we see some applications of thermocouple. So it is used in a plastic injection molding machinery to check the temperature. Then food processing equipment, semiconductor processing, heat treating, medical equipment, industrial heat treating, and packaging equipments. So these are the applications of thermocouple. Now next temperature sensor that we will discuss is the thermistor. A thermistor is a type of resistor with resistance varying according to its temperature. The resistance is measured by passing a small measured direct current through it and measuring the voltage drop produced. So there are basically two types. First is NTC, that is negative temperature coefficient, used mostly in temperature sensing, and second is PTC, means it is a positive temperature coefficient, used mostly in electrical current control. So a NTC thermistor is one in which the zero power resistance decreases with an increase in temperature, and a PTC thermistor is one in which the zero power resistance increases with an increase in temperature. So that is the difference between NTC and PTC thermistors. So these are the different forms of construction of thermistors. So thermistors are small pieces of material made from mixtures of metal oxides such as those of chromium, cobalt, iron, manganese and nickel. So these oxides are semiconductors. So the material is formed into various forms of element such as beads, disc and rods, and also a probe. So these are the different forms of the thermistors. The resistance of conventional metal oxide thermistors decreases in a very non-linear manner with an increase in temperature. So such thermistors having negative temperature coefficients, that is called the NTC, and positive temperature coefficient, that is PTC thermistors are however are available. The change in resistance per degree or per degree change in temperature is considerably larger than that which occur in or occur with metals. So similar to the RTD, the thermistor is a temperature sensing device whose resistance changes with temperature. So that change in resistance that can be measured. So thermistors however are made from semiconductor materials. Resistance is determined in the same manner as the RTD, but the thermistors exhibit an extremely non-linear resistance versus temperature curve. Thus, the thermistor's operating range, we can see a large resistance change for a very small temperature change. So this makes for an extremely sensitive device ideal for set point applications. So they give very large changes in resistance per degree change in temperature. So advantages and disadvantages of thermistors. So high sensitivity to small temperature changes. These are the advantages. Temperature measurement become more stable with use, and copper or nickel extension wires can be used. And disadvantages are limited temperature range, fragile, some initial accuracy drift, decalibration if used beyond the sensor's temperature ratings, and lack of standards for replacement. Then some applications. So PTC thermistors can be used as a current limiting devices for circuit protection as replacements for fuses. Then PTC thermistors can be used as a heating elements in small temperature controlled ovens. NTC thermistors are used as a resistance thermometers in low temperature measurements in the order of 10K. Then NTC thermometers can be used as inrush current limiting devices in power supply circuits. Then also used in a automobile or automotive applications. And thermistors are also commonly used in modern digital thermostats and to monitor the temperature of battery packs while charging. The next temperature sensor that we will discuss, it is a RTD, that is a resistance temperature detectors. So as the name implies, these are the sensors used to measure temperature by correlating the resistance of the RTD element with temperature. So as they are most invariably made of platinum, they are often called platinum resistance thermometers, that is PRTs. So the common resistance materials for RTDs, that is platinum, and it is most popular and accurate. Then nickel, copper, and tungsten. So tungsten, it is rarely used. So RTD elements consist of a length of fine coiled wire wrapped around a ceramic or glass core. The element is usually quite fragile, so it is often placed inside the sheet probe to protect it. The RTD element is made from a pure material whose resistance at various temperatures has been documented. The material has a predictable change in resistance as the temperature changes. So it is predictable change that is used to determine temperature. So the resistance of most metals changes when its temperature is changed, and this effect can be used for measurement of temperature in RTD, that is resistance temperature detectors. So the RTD, it is a temperature sensing device whose resistance changes with temperature. So typically built from platinum, though devices made from nickel or copper are not uncommon. RTDs can take many different shapes like wire wound thin film. To measure the resistance of an RTD, apply a constant current measuring the resulting voltage and determine the RTD resistance. So RTDs exhibit relatively linear resistance to temperature curves over their operating regions, and any non-linearity are highly predictable and repeatable. So resistance temperature detectors consist of a wire wrap. So you can see the diagram of RTD. So it consists of a wire wrap around an insulating support constructed of glass, ceramic, or mica. So you can see there is a ceramic substrate then the resistance pattern, then the RTD lead wires that you can see. The mounted element is then provided with a protective enclosure. So wires of platinum is the most widely used. Thin film platinum elements are often made by depositing the metal on a suitable substrate. Such detectors are highly stable and give reproducible responses over long periods of time. So when it is subjected to some temperature, then resistance of wire changes to give the temperature of the element. So there are two broad categories, film and wire wound types. So film thermometers have a layer of platinum on a substrate. The layer may be extremely thin, perhaps 1 micrometer, and wire wound thermometers can have greater accuracy, especially for wide temperature ranges. So advantages are it has a high accuracy, low drift, wide operating range, and suitably for precise or precision applications. Then the limitations. So RTDs in industrial applications are rarely used above 660 degrees Celsius and difficult to maintain the purity of platinum at high temperatures. At low temperatures, the resistance is independent of temperature, as there are a very few resistance is determined by impurities. Then next temperature sensor is liquid in glass. So there are most commonly used sensors, or these are most commonly used sensors. The most common liquid is mercury. The commonly used thermometer falls under this category. Basically consists of glass cylinder with a bulb at one end and a capillary hole down the axis connected to the reservoir in a bulb filled with silvery mercury or perhaps a red colored fluid. So due to health reasons, mercury is being replaced by gallium, a liquid alloy of gallium, indium, and tin. Then next type of temperature sensor is bimetallic sensors. A bimetallic strip is used to convert a temperature change into mechanical displacement and thus acts as a temperature sensor. The strip consists of two strips of different metals which expand at different rates as they are heated, usually steel and copper. So the different expansions force the flat strip to bend one way if heated and in the opposite direction if cooled below its normal temperature. The metal with higher expansion is on the outer side of the curve when the strip is heated and on the inner side when cooled. Applications. So mechanical clock mechanisms and in the regulation of heating and cooling, thermostats that operate over a wide range of temperatures, the bimetal strip is mechanically fixed and attached to an electrical power source while the other end carries an electrical contact. A direct indicating dial thermometer uses a bimetallic strip wrapped into the coil. Then semiconductor thermometer devices. So semiconductor thermometers are usually produced in the form of ICs, integrated circuits. These devices have temperature measurement ranges that are small compared to thermocouples and RTD, but they can be quite accurate and inexpensive and very easy to interface with other electronics for display and control. So major use are where the temperature range is limited to within a minimum temperature of about minus 25 degrees Celsius to maximum of about 200 degrees Celsius. Also the recent advances in electronics and telemetry have resulted in non-contact thermometers. These include IR thermometers, IR imagers, and optical pyrometers. So this is regarding the temperature sensors. Thank you.